What's up, guys? It's Sam here, and I wanted to talk about how you should press that subscribe button. But before I do that, I want to talk about test and not doing a PCT. So I just tried something, and I wanted to let you know how the results turned out. Excuse me. Now you should really press that subscribe button. Excuse me. So I had my doctor prescribe 250 milligrams of testosterone per week, and I did that for about maybe 10 or so, 12 weeks. And the result, and the reason it was 12 weeks is because I think there was 2 or 3 weeks where I actually had cut back to 125 milligrams per week, and I doubled the dose. First of all, actually, just because I do dumb shit doesn't mean you should do dumb shit. None of this is advice. It's just my experience. And I'm not a doctor, nor should you take advice from me. But with that being said, if you do have any questions, reach out to me on Instagram, especially if you're going to get into any details. Don't leave them here on YouTube. Jump over to Instagram. Link will be in the bio. A link will be in the description. This is not Instagram. If you're on Instagram, there's a YouTube link too there. Okay, so I did that for about 10 weeks while I was also researching with SARMs. SARMs are not for human consumption, so that's why it was research that I was doing. Researching with several different SARMs over that duration of test that was prescribed by my doctor. And I stopped the testosterone, and I wanted to see the results. So I had originally planned on taking clomiphene, I think every other day at about 30 milligrams per day. And I think a very short period of time I used RAD 140 for about a week for research after I stopped the testosterone, and Osterine at 20 milligrams per day. So I wanted to talk about the effects of this, right? Okay, so first of all, I did not follow through on the clomiphene. I took it twice in the last 2 weeks or so. If you look back at the channel, you'll see when I told you I was stopping the testosterone. I think it was about 2 weeks ago, maybe a little bit longer, maybe a little bit less. But if you go back and check on the testosterone, it's like what I'm taking or something like that. You'll see when I stopped that. Now, the couple things that I noticed. So the first thing I want to talk about is size, because everybody probably has an opinion on if you're going to lose all your gains, right? So it was only for 10 to 12 weeks that I was prescribed the testosterone at 250 milligrams per week. I took that in conjunction with other research chemicals, as I mentioned, and if you go back and watch those videos, you'll know exactly what they were. Just off the cuff here, I think it was MK677 and Osterine and a little bit of RAD 140, along with Cardarine and SR 9009. These were not necessarily all taken at the same time for research, but they were over the duration of that period, I think. But if you go back on the channel and look at some of them or the playlist, you should be able to find a lot of them. When I stopped the testosterone, I wasn't sure exactly how I would respond to it, right? So I think the first day of stopping, I took 30 milligrams of the clomiphene, and then I didn't actually take it again until about a week later. Just completely forgot about it. My size, so I just posted another video of flexing in the gym. So if you want to check that one out, you can see that's one of the reasons that I post the videos. The first being that I'm just vain. The second being that I get to actually document the process. That's actually pretty much why. Because I want to see, right, in 10 years down the road, I'll have fucking 10 years worth of data to take a look at and see how my physique has changed. But if you go back 2 weeks or whatever it is that I was when I stopped versus the last couple that I posted today, you can let me know if you see a difference in size. I don't think I did. I don't think I really lost size. I think I may have lost a little bit of the fullness you get, and almost like, you know, when you have, and I'm not sure what causes this, so if you do know, you can let me know down below in the comments, but when somebody takes some type of AAS, I feel as though their skin sometimes changes to like an orangish, reddish type of color. I felt that my skin definitely had changed just a little bit. You just feel like a little bit more of a blushed type of a look. Not just your face, but like your whole body feels that way, especially your upper body. So I don't think I lost really that much size. Go check out the last video before this one, and you can let me know yourself. Now, sex drive. My girlfriend was here this week. I did not notice anything in terms of the sex drive. I do have Cialis around, so I think I maybe took it twice. I maybe took it. But I would take that anyway. So I don't think that, you know what I mean? We're still like, I didn't notice any difference at all in terms of sex drive or libido or anything like that whatsoever. Now, in terms of my actual workouts, I felt like I wasn't quite necessarily as full on some of them. Like the muscle bellies just weren't as full. But I actually did notice that I was more sore. Like I was almost having better workouts after I stopped. And I thought about that for a second. And I think I know part of the reason why I felt that I was having better workouts after I stopped is due to like and I generally, to me, a good workout is when I'm sore. I want to be sore the first day after a workout. I actually used to track all of it in a spreadsheet, but I want to be sore the first day after a workout because that to me was a good workout. If I'm sore the first day after a workout, then I damaged the muscle enough to build some muscle. And that is my gauge if I had a good workout. So after stopped, the soreness went up greatly. Now, part of that could be that you just recover a lot faster. Your capacity to lift is much greater with taking something. But remember, I'm still researching with 20 milligrams of ostarine per day. I'm still researching with 20 milligrams of MK677 per day. That's a 5-2 split, so 5 days on, 2 days off for the MK677, but the ostarine is 7 days a week, 20 milligrams per day for my research purposes. And the completely forgot what I was going to say. Oh, yeah. So I almost think from a mental standpoint, though, because when you're taking something for research purposes or for doctor prescribed, it's almost like a crutch, right? Like, think of like you riding. Remember, I don't know if you can remember. You riding your bike and your dad or whoever it was helping you, and you had took the training wheels off, right? And you're trying to ride your bike, and they're like standing right next to you, and they like keep you stable so that you can continue riding your bike. And then you don't necessarily have to try as hard because you know that they're there to support you and keep you upright going forwards. And I feel that I get some of that when I take research compound. Not necessarily some research compounds because that's been quite a duration, but with the testosterone, I actually noticed that. I feel that some of the intensity or passion in it has dropped off. Another thing that it could be is also I feel that switching to 2 workouts a day every other day. I think this is probably week 3 or 4 or going into 5 or something where, and I haven't missed one day, where I go to the gym twice a day. So morning and evening, then I take a day off, then morning and then evening. It doesn't matter what day of the week it is. If I have other plans, I change those plans so that I can stick with my training schedule. Even with my girlfriend here, and she's in town visiting, I still was able to hit my workout routine. So those are some of the things that I've noticed. I personally didn't really notice much in terms of the size. I do feel a little bit less full all the time in terms of the muscle belly is feeling full. The sex drive did not notice anything. If anything, I felt like it slightly increased, but that was probably because normally I live by myself, and then this past week or so, my girlfriend's been here, so you noticed a little bit more. And I felt an uptick in the quality of my workouts over the last week to 10 days. I'm not exactly sure if that had any effect from the testosterone. No other PCT that I did, other than 2 dosage of 30 milligrams of clomiphene, and week 1 once and week 2 once, and that's it. My balls are not fucking raisins, and I didn't notice anything, and I also didn't really notice much suppression. Actually, I didn't really notice any type of suppression while I was had the doctor prescribed testosterone. Anyways, if you guys have any, remember, like, don't do stupid shit. Like, don't do the dumbass shit that I do. This is just for entertainment purposes. Like, don't do stupid shit you see people doing on the internet. Just because I'm doing it, I want to test for myself, and I'm just gonna put the information out there. But I'm not trying to tell anybody else what to do. I'm not saying it's the right thing to do. I'm just testing shit out and having fun along the way. So I'm not even saying it's a smart thing to do by any stretch of the imagination. Like, a lot of the shit I do might not be smart. Anyways, hope you guys have an awesome day. If you have any questions, remember, if it's specific to anything that we talk about in these videos, probably don't leave it in the description here or on Facebook, just because I'm not sure about their policy on that kind of thing, and I don't want to indicate that I would endorse somebody taking a research compound, because they're not for human consumption. So jump over to Instagram. Link is in the description if you're watching on YouTube, or up above if you're on Facebook, and ask me in the DMs on Instagram. Peace.